Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for May. My name is Linda, thanks for tuning in. I've pre-shuffled my decks and I will describe the placements as I turn the cards over. This is where you are now, Queen of Swords reversed. This is the challenge you face, Nine of Pentacles reversed. The resources you can use, Nine of Cups. The hidden forces, Page of Wands in reverse. The potential outcome is the Fool in reverse. And from the runes we're going to take one for what is the spiritual lesson. We have Uruz in reverse. Okay, so what I'm feeling in this energy is a little bit of frustration or a challenging time, perhaps where some of your values are being challenged. That's what I feel. Some of your values are being challenged, and you may be feeling challenged in being able to speak up about how you feel about those challenges. For some of you, there's some issues around financial stability, but as much as it could be about money itself, I feel it's more about your personal value or your personal sense of self-worth, and that's something that's challenging you, and maybe that could be some of what's preventing you from feeling that you can speak freely on something, and that maybe is leaving you feeling a little bit frustrated here in terms of being able to start something new or move forward on something. Because in this bottom line you have Page of Wands in reverse and Fool in reverse, and both of those have an energy of new beginnings, fresh starts, enthusiasm for new cycles or new projects, but they're both in reverse. So it's seemingly like there's either some delay or some obstruction in those potential energies being able to be expressed and have their full life force being able to be opened up. And for some people watching this reading, it could be that some of this energy where you may feel stifled in a communication about something that you feel is a truth of yours, it might have something to do with another person that is feeling like there's not enough respect. Like you may be feeling that there isn't enough respect. It could go the other way too. It might be that you may not be feeling so much of respect for another person. And if that's you and you're hearing that and you're feeling like that's true, what I feel here is like you may not feel like you want to speak up about something that you're feeling about that person because you don't necessarily want to give it the time of day. You might just want to walk away from a situation and not continue a dialogue that may or may not be relevant. With the Knight of Cups here in the upright, in the position of the resources you can use, there's a few different interpretations I'm going to give there. One could be that if there is a tension between you and another person and there is some challenging communication, like you may feel like you're not able to speak up about something that you feel is really important. Or you may also, this could also be that if you're in the Queen of Swords in reverse position, it might be that you are actually being a little bit aloof and distant from someone, and it's not possible for them to approach you to speak about something. And if that's the case, the Knight of Cups in the reading is suggesting that it would be really beneficial for you to adopt a position of receptivity so that somebody can approach you to communicate about something, because that could be the key in shifting this energy that feels a little bit stuck and unmoving. So take that as you will. For other people, if this is not about another person but it's just about what you feel and your sense of self-worth and what you are seeking to express as a truth in the world, it's saying here that there's a need for more feminine expression of creativity and of abundance and prosperity. So something there. I guess it's also like, because there's a lot of like this fire energy down here. I'm kind of feeling like there's a need to perhaps temper some of that with receptivity and feminine energy of like being a little more open, because the Queen of Swords is not when she's in reverse, she's not really open. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. She's a bit detached, a bit aloof, a bit distant, and a bit unapproachable. So that could either be you in regards to another person, or it could just be how you are in your energy at the moment. You may not be letting yourself be open to universal life force energy, or to your higher self, or to your own inner feminine creative energy. And so that's the message of the Knight of Cups in this reading, is that if you adopt a position of more receptivity and more openness, then that could help move some of this energy that feels a little bit fixed and a bit stuck in its ways. Now, Nine of Pentacles is in your reading here in reverse, in the position of the challenge you face. For someone watching this reading, it could be that you want to be a little bit more independent in your life in general. You might want to be more financially independent, but you also might just wish to be less reliant on other people around you, and wanting to kind of break free of some kind of structure that's been established for some time, where you are part of a formation that may not be may no longer be working for you, where maybe in the past it was something that you worked with and you were part of and you were okay with, but maybe now that's changing and you feel differently about either a group of people or a relationship or a job or an environment that you're in where you're part of something. You could be wishing to have a little more freedom and independence. It could be also that it could be that the opposite is true in that, because like with the Queen of Swords, as I said, she can be a little bit aloof and detached and a little separate. And it might be that you are feeling that energy of feeling isolated and separate and away from people or away from connection. But you might not know how to shift out of that, because you may be a little bit too, like maybe you've been too independent in recent times, and you might be finding it hard to shift out of that energy and you might be finding it hard to figure out how to shift your energy so that you can be more approachable, or also so that you know how to approach others when maybe you've been more like distant and independent in recent times. So again, the Knight of Swords is offering this insight and advice of being a little bit more receptive in your energy, being more approachable, but also approaching others, because you can see the character on this horse is like moving towards somebody with this offer in his hand. The cup is representing an offer of love, an offer of reconciliation, an offer of forgiveness or compassion, or an offer of something creative. So that could be something here for someone. It could either be that you want to be more independent and you're finding it hard to do so, or that you've been too independent and you've been too isolated and maybe a little detached from a sense of community or a sense of working with other people or being with other people. And the advice here and what other resources you can use is that it could be time to break out of old habits and old ways and use a little bit more courage to actually move towards other people and approach them with some kind of offer, or alternatively, or maybe both, be receptive to others and create an energetic space for people to feel confident and comfortable to approach you, knowing that your energy feels different now, so that they will actually be received. Now this bottom line, you have the Page of Wands in reverse in the position of what are the hidden forces. So it's also kind of talking here about like the Page of Wands for me is about enthusiasm. It's about like excitement for something new. It could be about like finding new things to channel your energy into, or new ways to channel your energy, to be a little bit different in the world, or to find new things to get involved in. But in this position, I feel like what you can't see is that you, on one hand, like intellectually, that's maybe what you want, and that's maybe even what you're expressing to other people or to yourself internally. But this card is in the position of the hidden forces, so this is what you can't see. So perhaps on one hand, you might want that new, fresh energy, but on the other hand, you might be still a little bit too doubtful. That's also the Nine of Pentacles. There's the energy of self-doubt, or maybe you also have like a lack of inspiration, or you could be just afraid of the unknown. That's also the Fool in reverse. Fear of the unknown. You know, you want to make some changes, but you may not know how to go about invoking those, or actually moving forward in life to bring those new ways of being into your physical expression. There's also an energy in this reading with the Queen of Swords reverse and the Page of Wands reverse, where your energy might be just a little bit too serious. You could be overthinking things. You might be just needing to invoke a little bit more playful energy with both these two cards as well. More playful energy, more light energy, more fun energy, a little bit less serious and in your head, a little more creative and playful. Bringing a little bit more of an inspired and fresh energy into your expression and into your experience. Let's take a look at this rune. So this rune is called Uruz, and it's sort of similar to the Strength card from the Major Arcana, but you have it in reverse here. So it's kind of like this bottom line is all kind of saying similar. Each card is kind of saying a similar thing, and it feels a bit like you are a little frustrated in that you want to make some changes, but you're not necessarily seeing the results of that desire in your physical manifest world. And it could be just here some a message from your higher self here with that rune, because the rune in the reading represents what is the spiritual lesson. So it's kind of talking about being a little bit more determined, feeling a little bit more brave and courageous about what things you want to invoke, what changes you want to make, and not trusting yourself as well, like feeling like you actually do have what it takes to actually be able to make the changes, and being letting a difficult moment kind of weigh you down and make you feel weak can over time sort of start to debilitate. So this is a reminder that you have the physical strength, you have the emotional strength. It's a time to tap into that remembrance and start to activate a kind of consistent daily effort towards the new goals that you've set, so that you can actually direct the life force that's required into actually shaping the future that you want to have. It's about your own self-confidence as well. Again, tapping into the Nine of Pentacles reverse. There's a feeling in this reading of like feeling a little bit unsure of yourself, slightly lacking in some self-confidence, and maybe not feeling that you have the fortitude or the skills even, or the know-how or the talent or the not desire. You have the desire, but maybe you're just not sure about how to channel it into your energy field to actually catalyze and invoke the changes that you want. So I think the key card in this reading is that Knight of Cups there, and it's a reminder to be a little bit more receptive. Also the message here about kind of doing your best to drop some of the seriousness and bring in an energy of playfulness and fun. Changes that you want to make are close by, with a continued effort towards, you know, addressing the things that come up on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis, feeling more clear about what you're communicating both internally and externally. I think the inner dialogue here is very important. It seems like you need to turn that around here, as far as being a little bit more consistent and bringing about a stronger feeling of self-trust and confidence in yourself, in your ability to make the transition. I think there's also here, with both the Queen of Swords reverse and the Page of Wands reverse can have a bit of a temperament which is maybe moody or frustrated or unhappy or irritable. So kind of realizing that maybe there's kind of a catch-22 with that. It's like contributing to your feeling of frustration, but it's also making it harder for you to break out. So just like more mindfulness around those things. Some physical activity would be really good also, like doing some more like kind of activities, more cardio and stuff like that will actually help contribute to shifting your mood and improving your sense of well-being from a chemical perspective, like from the way your brain actually is feeling. Yeah, overall there is this, like, I'll just summarize here. So there, it feels like there's a desire to make some changes, but maybe lacking in a little bit of confidence, maybe not feeling so sure about communicating some things that you want to express either to a certain person or a group of people, or just to the universe in general about how you want to move and shape the future of your path. And just a reminder here to be a little bit more playful and less serious, invoke a little bit more fire through physical activity, and utilizing receptivity as a way of changing your auric field so that you can actually allow for opportunities and people to come towards you.